Imagine standing in a crowd watching a magic show when suddenly the magician on stage tells you he just robbed a bank on the other side of the world. No tunnels, no hacking, no getaway car, just a card trick. And somehow, millions of dollars vanish from a vault thousands of miles away and land right in the audience's lap.
Sounds impossible?
That's exactly the kind of mind-bending chaos you're about to dive into. This is the story of four magicians who pull off the impossible, an FBI agent who refuses to believe in magic, and a mystery so deep that even after the credits roll, you'll still be asking yourself, wait, how did they actually do that? Before we jump in, let's talk about why this movie became such a cult favorite. It blends heist movie thrills with the wonder of stage magic, and it constantly dares you to guess the ending before it's revealed. Spoiler, almost nobody guesses it right on the first watch. So if you love stories that mess with your brain while keeping you entertained, stick around, because we're breaking down every twist, every clue, and every secret hiding in plain sight. Our story kicks off with four very different magicians, each living their own separate life, each struggling in their own way. There's a flashy street magician with a talent for sleight of hand and an ego to match. There's a mentalist who can read minds and manipulate people with frightening precision. There's an escape artist obsessed with danger, locks, and chains. And there's a small-time pickpocket who uses charm and quick hands to con strangers out of their cash. These four don't know each other. They've never worked together. But one night, each of them receives a mysterious tarot card in the mail, along with an address.
No explanation. No sender.
Just an invitation that feels impossible to ignore. When they all arrive at the same apartment, they realize someone has been watching them, studying them, and apparently planning something huge. The room is filled with blueprints, photographs, and clues about a single magic trick, an elaborate one, far beyond anything a street performer could pull off alone. This is where things get even crazier. Cut forward 1 year. The four magicians, now famous, take the stage in Las Vegas under a flashy new name. A group built on spectacle, mystery, and showmanship. Backing them is a billionaire insurance mogul who loves grand gestures and basically funds their entire production. During their first big show, they promise the audience something insane. They're gonna rob a bank. Not a fake one, a real one, in Paris. While they stay on stage in Las Vegas, the audience laughs it off until reports start flooding in. The actual bank in Paris really has been robbed. Millions of euros gone. And somehow, the stolen cash rains down onto the Vegas crowd in the middle of the show. It seems physically impossible. People don't know whether to scream, cheer, or call the police. And that's exactly what happens. The FBI gets involved almost immediately. Enter our hard-edged FBI agent, paired up reluctantly with an Interpol detective. He's skeptical, blunt, and instantly convinced these magicians are master criminals hiding behind flashy tricks. She's more open-minded, more intrigued by the showmanship, but still determined to find the truth. Together, they start picking apart the impossible robbery, trying to figure out how four magicians could steal millions from a vault they never physically touched. But here's the twist that hooks the audience early. Nobody can find any actual evidence linking the magicians to the crime.
No fingerprints.
No forced entry. No technical hacking. It's as if the laws of physics simply don't apply to them. While the FBI investigates, our magicians are recruited, or rather summoned, by a professional debunker. Think of him as the magic world's most ruthless critic. A man who's built an entire career exposing how magic tricks work and tearing down illusionists publicly for entertainment and profit. He's hired to figure out their secrets. But there's a catch. The agents want him to use his expertise to help capture them. Now you've got four sides circling each other. The magicians performing impossible heists, the FBI desperate for logical explanations, the debunker trying to expose the tricks scientifically, and somewhere in the shadows, a mysterious organization tied to the world's greatest magicians, known only as the Eye. What happens next changes everything. The magicians announce their next show, stealing money directly from their billionaire backers' personal accounts, and distributing it to the audience as a symbolic act of giving back to people who lost money during the financial crisis. It's part heist, part social statement, and entirely theatrical. Despite increased security, despite the FBI's best efforts to anticipate their next move, the heist happens exactly as promised. Money disappears from secure accounts and ends up scattered among audience members who suddenly find their bank balances mysteriously boosted. The FBI agent is furious. He's certain it's an elaborate technological hack disguised as a magic show, but he can't prove it. Every attempt to corner them fails, every theory falls apart under scrutiny. Meanwhile, doubts begin to creep in among the team. The escape artist starts feeling used, sensing he's just a pawn in someone else's bigger plan. The pickpocket, drawn to the group out of admiration, starts to realize the stakes are far more dangerous than she expected. Cracks form, but the team pushes forward, bound together by whoever orchestrated this whole operation from the very beginning. And that's when the biggest twist arrives, but we're not there yet. Let's keep building, because there's a lot more mystery to unpack first. The investigation takes a darker turn during their next performance. Agents rush through the building while Jack uses sleight of hand, distractions, and illusions to stay ahead. Cards fly through the air. Objects disappear. The FBI keeps getting fooled. Eventually, Jack escapes into the streets, but while running from the authorities, a speeding car crashes into him. The impact is devastating. Jack appears to die instantly. The FBI believes one of the horsemen is finally gone. The team seems broken, and Dylan thinks the case may finally be coming to an end. The horsemen announce one last show in New York City. The event attracts huge crowds. The FBI surrounds the area. Dylan is determined to stop them. On stage, the horsemen unveil a giant safe. Everyone assumes it contains stolen money, but when the safe opens, something extraordinary happens. The money explodes into the sky. Bills float above the city like confetti. Thousands of people watch in amazement. It seems like the ultimate magic trick, but for Dylan, it's the final challenge. After the show, the FBI corners the horsemen on a bridge. There is nowhere left to run. The real horsemen escaped long before the jump. Once again, they fooled everyone. Near the end of the movie, it's revealed that Jack's death was actually an elaborate illusion. The entire accident was carefully planned as part of the horsemen's master strategy. While the FBI believed Jack was dead, he was secretly alive and continuing to help the team behind the scenes. His fake death allowed the horsemen to distract the authorities and move forward with their final plan without suspicion. When Jack finally reappears alive alongside the other horsemen, it's one of the movie's biggest surprises. After the horsemen's final performance, the FBI is desperate for answers. All the evidence suddenly seems to point toward Thaddeus Bradley, the magician who has been exposing the horsemen's tricks throughout the movie. The police search his car and discover a huge amount of evidence connected to the horsemen's crimes. From the FBI's perspective, everything makes sense. Bradley appears to be the mastermind behind the entire operation. He is immediately arrested and taken into custody as he's sitting inside a jail cell. Bradley is furious. He knows he's been framed. Then Dylan Rhodes visits him. First, Bradley thinks Dylan is there to question him. Then the movie reveals its biggest surprise. The true mastermind behind everything is Dylan Rhodes himself. He was the real mastermind behind the horsemen all along. Bradley is shocked. Dylan explains that years ago, his father died while performing a dangerous magic trick. After his father's death, Bradley used the tragedy to gain fame and profit by exposing magicians. Dylan never forgot what happened. The entire horseman operation was part of a long revenge plan. Now Bradley is the one trapped with no way out as Dylan walks away from the cell. Bradley realizes he has been outsmarted by the very person he never suspected. The entire investigation was a performance, and Dylan was the magician no one suspected. In the final scenes, Dylan officially welcomes the horsemen into a mysterious secret organization known as the Eye. The Eye is a legendary society of magicians who use illusion to reward justice and expose corruption. The horsemen have completed their mission, and Dylan has finally achieved the revenge he spent years planning. So guys, that's the full story of Now You See Me, where every scene hides a new layer. The movie's biggest message is this: the more you think you see, the easier it is to fool you. If you enjoyed this recap, like and subscribe and let us know in the comments which twist surprised you the most. See you in the next recap. Until then, Now You See Me.